If you enjoy stories like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful true stories. The quiet suburban neighborhood of Cedar Oaks looked peaceful. Green lawns, tidy sidewalks, kids riding bikes under the evening sun. But peace can shatter in a heartbeat. That afternoon, 12-year-old Marcus Johnson was outside playing basketball in front of his house. He was polite, bright, and always waved to the neighbors. He never caused trouble. But one person saw him differently. Margaret Collins, the president of the local HOA. Margaret was the kind of woman who saw herself as the queen of the neighborhood, and everyone else as her subjects. She'd find people for lawn height, for mailboxes being too shiny, even for kids leaving bikes near driveways. When she saw Marcus dribbling his basketball near the street, she stormed out of her house like she'd caught a criminal in action. "Hey, you! Stop that right now!" she shouted. Marcus froze, clutching his ball. "Ma'am, I'm just playing. I don't care what you're doing. You're not allowed to play here. This is HOA property." Marcus frowned. "But this is in front of my house." That only made her angrier. She marched up, grabbed the ball out of his hands, and yelled, "You stupid little piece of—" Before she could finish, she shoved him backward. Marcus stumbled, hit the curb, and scraped his arm badly. The street went silent. A few neighbors peeked out from their windows. Nobody moved. Margaret stood there, panting, still gripping the basketball. Then, from down the street, a black SUV rolled up slowly. The door opened and out stepped a tall man in a dark suit. Marcus's eyes widened. "Dad?" The woman's face went pale. The man strode over, calm but powerful. His badge caught the sunlight. FBI Director, Federal Law Enforcement. Margaret stumbled back. I didn't know." He crouched beside his son. "Are you hurt?" Marcus nodded slightly, tears in his eyes. "She pushed me, Dad." The man stood. His voice was low, but it carried across the street like thunder. "You laid hands on my son?" Margaret tried to laugh nervously. "It was an accident. He was trespassing. On his own driveway?" The air went heavy. Neighbors began stepping outside, phones recording. The director took out his phone. "You said your name is Margaret Collins, correct?" Her voice shook. "Yes, but—" He looked her dead in the eyes. "Consider this an official notification. You've just assaulted a minor on federal property." Her mouth dropped. "Federal? What?" He held up the title deed from his pocket. "This home is under the Federal Employee Housing Program. You just assaulted a federal officer's child." She stumbled backward, her hands shaking. I didn't know." He took a step closer. "You didn't care to know, and that's what makes this worse." Two unmarked black cars pulled up moments later. Agents stepped out quietly. One of them whispered something into the director's ear. He nodded. "Place her under arrest," Margaret screamed. "This is a misunderstanding." The agents remained calm, cuffing her as she kicked and shouted. The director leaned down, voice steady. "Maybe next time you'll think twice before you call a child names, or put your hands on one." As she was driven away, the neighbors stood silently. For the first time, Cedar Oaks felt what real justice looked like. The story spread like wildfire. By morning, the video was everywhere. HOA, president arrested after attacking 12-year-old boy. News vans lined the street. Reporters tried to interview neighbors, but most just shook their heads. "We all knew she'd go too far one day," one woman admitted. Inside the Johnson house, Marcus sat on the couch, his arm bandaged but his spirit bright. His father, Director William Johnson, sat beside him. "You okay, son?" Marcus nodded. "Yeah, I just don't get why she hates us so much." William sighed. "Some people think power makes them better than others. But real strength is using power to protect, not control." The next week, Margaret's trial began. The courtroom was packed. HOA members on one side, residents on the other. The prosecutor read out loud. Count 1, assault of a minor. Count 2, hate-motivated intimidation. Count 3, abuse of authority as an HOA official. Margaret tried to defend herself. It wasn't hate. He wasn't following HOA rules. The judge raised an eyebrow. And what rule allows you to assault a child? Silence. The jury deliberated for only 30 minutes. Guilty, on all counts. She was sentenced to 6 months in county jail and permanently banned from holding any HOA position. But that wasn't the end. Director Johnson quietly donated a large sum to establish a community respect program in Cedar Oaks, teaching residents empathy, equality, and accountability. He didn't want revenge. He wanted change. Months later, the same neighborhood that once whispered behind fences now hosted weekly cookouts. Families of every background shared food, stories, and laughter. Marcus returned to the basketball court, this time joined by other kids, white, black, Latino, all playing together. One evening, as the sun went down, Marcus asked, "Dad, do you think she'll ever learn?" William smiled softly. "Son, sometimes lessons come the hard way, but what matters is that we keep showing what the right way looks like." Marcus dribbled the ball, nodded, and smiled. The sound of the bouncing echoed across the peaceful neighborhood, a sound of innocence reclaimed and justice done. Have a wonderful day ahead. If this story touched your heart, please like the video, comment below, and subscribe for more.